There is a moment that almost nobody talks about because it is embarrassing and it is painful and it makes you question your own sanity. It is the moment you realize you did everything right and they still treated you like you were nothing. You stayed respectful, you stayed loyal, you stayed patient. You even tried to explain yourself in the cleanest, kindest way you could, and yet the person in front of you kept hurting you, dismissing you, or talking to you like your words had no weight. Here is the part that should shock you. In many cases, they are not confused about your value. They are testing the price of access to you. They are watching what you will tolerate. And if your nervous system keeps choosing connection over self-respect, they learn a dangerous lesson. They learn they can take more than they give, and you will still stay. I want to walk through something with you today, not as a neutral narrator, but as someone who has studied human behavior for years and worked with people who had to rebuild themselves after being ignored, insulted, or made small. I am not interested in revenge. I am interested in reclaiming dignity. If you want more psychology, you can actually apply more life skills and more hard truths that help you grow. Subscribe to the channel. It is the simplest way to support this work so we can keep making videos that do not just sound inspiring, they change how you live. Now listen closely, because this is where the shift happens. When people do not understand your value, your goal is not to convince them. Your goal is to rebuild your value so strongly inside yourself that your standards become non-negotiable. Then, without begging, without chasing, without performing, the world adjusts. The first thing you do is let anyone who wants to leave your life leave. Not with drama, not with long speeches, not with a last message that is secretly a trap, hoping they will feel guilty and come back. You let them go cleanly, because the more you chase someone who is walking away, the more you quietly tell them you agree with their disrespect. Most people do not lose their value when someone leaves. They lose their value when they played, bargain, or over-explain. Over-explaining is not communication. It is anxiety wearing a polite suit. It is your fear trying to buy safety. And here is a rule that will save you for life. Explanations are for people who respect you. If respect is not present, the explanation becomes a discount. So I want you to practice what I call a clean exit. When someone keeps showing you they do not care, you stop trying to be understood by the person who is committed to misunderstanding you. You reduce access. You stop giving them the best parts of you while they give you crumbs. You remove the constant triggers that keep reopening the wound. That might mean muting them online. That might mean stepping back from conversations that always end with you feeling smaller. That might mean creating distance so you can breathe again. It will hurt. I am not going to lie to you. Your heart may break and your mind may replay memories like a movie you cannot turn off. But pain does not mean you made the wrong choice. Sometimes pain is simply withdrawal from a pattern that was slowly poisoning you. And here is a perspective I want you to hold with both hands. If they could not recognize your worth, that does not prove you are worthless. It proves they are not qualified to hold that seat in your life. Not everyone deserves front row access to you. After you let them go, you do something that sounds simple, but it is where most people fail. You return to yourself, because the person who will stand with you until your last day is not your partner, your boss, your friend group, or your followers. It is you. And if you abandon yourself to keep other people, you will always feel empty, no matter how many people are around. I want you to stop treating yourself like the backup plan. Give yourself the same time you were giving them. Not as a luxury, as a responsibility. Try a practice that is uncomfortable at first, but powerful. Once a week, take yourself somewhere quiet. A coffee shop, a park, a long walk, a simple drive. No scrolling, no noise, just you. Then ask yourself questions that cut through the fog. What have I been tolerating that drains me? What standard have I lowered to avoid conflict? What would the respected version of me do next? Write your answers down. Not because journaling is trendy, but because clarity is leverage. When you put truth on paper, it stops hiding in your head. And let me normalize something. Being alone does not mean you are broken. Some of the strongest things in nature stand alone. The moon does not need a crowd to shine. The sun does not ask permission to rise. The mountains do not beg to be understood. Your ability to stand on your own is not a weakness. It is a skill. And like every skill, it grows through practice. Now, once you begin returning to yourself, you must protect your emotional peace. This is the third thing, and it is where your power becomes visible. Most people think strength is loud. They think strength is arguing, proving, clapping back, exposing, humiliating. But real strength looks like control. Someone tries to provoke you, and you do not bite. No jealousy, no revenge, no emotional chaos. Because every time you explode, you hand them the steering wheel to your life. They may have insulted you, but you do not have to make them your leader. Here is what I teach people who feel disrespected. Your first emotional wave is natural: anger, shame, fear. That first wave can be intense, but it is temporary. The danger is the second wave. The second wave is the story you tell yourself, the assumptions, the mental replay, the urge to win. That second wave is optional. So your job is to create a pause between stimulus and response. In that pause, you choose your next move like an adult, not like a wounded child. If you need words in the moment, borrow these. I use them myself. I am not continuing this conversation in this tone. We can talk when there is respect. I will respond when I am clear, not when I am heated. These sentences do not beg. They do not attack. They set a boundary, and boundaries are not punishments. They are instructions. Then you do a quick mental reset. You observe what is happening inside you. You name it honestly. Then you choose your response with intention. I feel disrespected. I feel anger and embarrassment. I am going to step back, breathe, and decide my next move. That is emotional leadership, and people treat emotional leaders differently, even if they do not admit it. Calm signals status. Calm signals self-possession. Calm tells the room, this person is not easy to manipulate. Now we move into the fourth thing. And this one changes your life because it gives you proof. You must build something new. You must achieve something measurable. Because respect returns fastest when evidence returns. Not because you need approval, but because proof changes how you carry yourself. When your internal value rises, your posture rises, your standards rise, your tolerance for disrespect drops, and other people feel that shift without you announcing it. I want you to choose one area where you can create a visible upgrade in the next 30 days. Keep it simple, but real. Pick one skill you will sharpen: communication, negotiation, sales, fitness, a certification, a portfolio project, something that makes you more capable. Pick one habit you will lock in: consistent sleep, gym 3 times a week, daily reading, budgeting, meal prep, anything that strengthens your foundation. Pick one outcome you can measure. I finished the course. I closed 2 new clients. I saved $500. I shipped a project. I dropped body fat. I improved my speaking. Measurable, because measurable builds confidence that is not fake. And let me say something that will offend the part of you that wants quick comfort. If you have time to obsess over people who disrespect you, you do not have a time problem. You have a priority problem. The cure is not another conversation. The cure is a mission. When you are building, your life becomes full. And when your life becomes full, disrespectful people lose their control over you because you stop needing their attention like oxygen. Now, there is a healthy way to let your growth be seen, and there is a desperate way. The desperate way is posting for validation, talking big, trying to make someone jealous. That is still dependence. The healthy way is what I call quiet visibility. You do not announce your standards. You live them. You stop replying instantly. You stop over-explaining. You stop chasing. You show up consistent. Your tone becomes steady. Your choices become clean. People notice. They always notice. Respect is rarely won through one dramatic moment. It is built through repeated signals that say, I know who I am and I know what I allow. Now we reach the fifth thing, and if you ignore this, you will repeat the same cycle. No re-entry. When you rebuild yourself, some people will return. Not because they have changed, but because they miss access. They miss the version of you that was always available, always forgiving, always bending. They miss how easy it was to take you for granted. So you need a new policy. If someone wants back into your life, they do not get the old seat. They do not get the old access. They do not get the old privileges. If they want back, 3 things must be present: accountability, consistency, respect. Accountability means they acknowledge what they did without excuses or blame. Consistency means their change lasts over time, not for a weekend. Respect means your boundaries are honored, not negotiated. If those three are not there, the answer is simple. The door stays closed. And I know what your soft heart will say. But what if I am being too harsh? Let me answer you directly. Protecting your self-respect is not harsh. It is mature. It is the most loving thing you can do for your future self. Because the most painful mistake is to rebuild your life with hard work, then hand your dignity away out of nostalgia. Now I want to tie everything together so it sits in your mind like a law, not just a motivational idea. When nobody understands your value, you let the person who wants to leave cleanly and calmly. You return to yourself because your relationship with you is the foundation under everything else. You protect your emotional peace because calm is power and control is freedom. You build proof through achievement because your value becomes undeniable when your results become real. And you keep a no re-entry standard because once your worth is restored, you do not hand the old access back to someone who treated you lightly. You do not demand respect. You train people how to treat you by what you tolerate. If this hit you where it hurts, I want you to do something right now. Choose one of the 5 and commit to it today. Not tomorrow. Today. Then tell me in the comments which one you chose. I read them, and they help me shape what we build next. And if you want more videos that feel like a conversation with someone who refuses to let you stay stuck, subscribe to the channel. We are not here to collect motivation. We are here to collect wins, build standards, and get your life back. When people stop understanding your value, the real danger isn't their opinion, it's the way you slowly begin to negotiate your self-respect to keep them. The moment you chase, over-explain, or accept small disrespect to avoid losing someone, you teach them that access to you is cheap. The way back is not a speech or a perfect argument. The way back is a standard. Let them go if they keep choosing disrespect. Come back to yourself and rebuild the relationship you can replace. Guard your emotional peace, because calm is power and power changes how you retreat it. Create proof through real progress so your confidence comes from evidence, not hope. And once your worth is restored, don't reopen the same door to the same behavior. No re-entry is not bitterness, it's maturity. The deeper lesson is this. You don't get respected by being nice enough. You get respected when your boundaries and your actions match your value. Apply it by choosing one of the 5 steps today and turning it into a concrete move. Mute the person who drains you. Schedule 1 hour alone to think clearly. Practice a calm boundary sentence. Start a 30-day skill plan, or set a firm rule for who gets access to you. Small decisions repeated daily build a life where respect becomes normal. Question for you. Which one of the 5 steps will you start today? If you find this video helpful and it might be useful to you in some way in your life, please subscribe to support the channel and give us the motivation to produce more valuable videos.